So the title Signal comes from earlier this year, 2020, travelling back through Western Victoria. At the time, basically that whole, all of southeastern Australia felt like was on fire. There was smoke everywhere. I had previously been painting all of these, wind turbines under this idea of radical optimism, and all we have to do is just, get moving, and all of the technology is there, and all of the capacity is there. We just have to do it, kind of thing. That sort of idea. We're in a terrible position, but it is possible to get out of it. And then the fires happened, and it was like, this is silly. It's too late. Like, what's the point in having this idea of being able to get out of this when, and I was really, really grappling with the point of making art about optimism at the time. And anyway, so we're driving through country Victoria, all the smoke around us, and my partner said to me, let's stop in at Horsham and have a look at the art gallery there. So, walking into this Art Deco exhibition and sort of just wandering through and seeing all these beautiful Art Deco artists that I know and love, and turning a corner and there's a Sonia Delaunay piece, and I was like, well, what is she doing here? Like, I thought it was, up until that point, I'd only seen Australian artists in this exhibition, and yeah, I saw this work and I was like, oh, there's Sonia Delaunay there in regional Victoria, and I'm feeling like this. And I looked at the title of that work, and that title was called Signal. And I was like, oh, all right then, Sonia, I'm listening. I'll come back to the idea that we can do what we need to do for the next bit. Sonia and Robert Delaunay walked down a street in Paris and saw for the first time the newly installed electric lampposts. Both of them were so inspired by that experience that they went away and started painting what they saw that night. For Sonia, she did a whole series of works between 1913 and 1914 called Electric Prisms. And they are explosions of rhythm and colour, this idea that there's resonance in colour and in from the light that's coming from the lampposts. And seeing that, to me, was how I was experiencing the wind turbines in the landscape. Wind turbines being, a new technology in the landscape, for one, like the lampposts were for Sonia. They're also where we are with the production of electricity now. We're trying to find ways that aren't harmful to produce electricity, and wind turbines are the way. So I see that connection entirely. And for me, I think about the movement of the wind turbines and see them as resonating something in the landscape, in the world, in our politics, in our societies, in our communities. And hopefully it's something that is more connected and more sustainable. The titles of the paintings themselves, like the title of the show, I've sort of sat around and waited to hear in the last year. So after having that experience with Sonia Delaunay's Signal, I thought, well, maybe, the things that I need will come to me to help me find the optimism I need to get through to the next bit. For instance, Portal is named after a piece that Arundhati Roy wrote when the pandemic first started. And it was about how pandemics have in history been catalysts for change, and how we could, if we wanted to, see this moment in time where the pandemic is causing us to slow down, to change the way we work, to change the way we move, to change the way we talk to each other and interact with each other. Maybe we could use this time as a portal between now and what's coming. So we could change. Pale Blue Dot is named after a piece of writing that my grandfather actually gave me originally, and it's the first paragraph out of Carl Sagan's book, Pale Blue Dot. it talks about the image that the Hubble telescope took, the first image that we saw of the Earth as the Hubble telescope left the solar system. And it's turned and taken a photo of the Earth, and the Earth is so small, and it's just sitting in a sunbeam. And Carl Sagan says, you know, we are living on the fraction of a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam. And talks about, you know, all the people that ever lived, all of the conquerors, all the victims, all the, you know, the kings, the queens, everybody all lived on this tiny little thing that is so insignificant. And yet we put so much emphasis on this, and you know, we really need to start thinking about how fragile we are and how precious this place is.